What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a nice little singles action for you guys. This is Blue Eyes, specifically, I guess you could call this like the Chaos Max build of Blue Eyes versus PK Fire, but with a twist. This is Post-Invasion Vengeance, which is why you see this card right here. Rank up the Phantom Knights of Launch. This card is absolutely fantastic. It's very similar to things like, Ptolemaeus, where it allows you to make cards you really ain't got no business making in that deck, because this allows Phantom Knights to make things like Evil Swarm, Ophion, which I believe could be one of the best anti-meta cards in the new format, assuming that like Monarchs get hit, because Monarchs could probably out Ophion fairly easily because they're normal summons. And maybe if Dante gets hit, this might be the way that like PK have to play for now on. It might be becoming like the deck might become less of like a Dante breaksword deck, and maybe it'll just become more of like a super control deck with like Evil Swarm, Ophion and whatnot, because I do think that Ophion has the potential to be really good against like DDDs. They're coming out next year. Against Blue Eyes, you can just lock them out, as you guys are going to see in this duel. And against like ABCs, you can't summon ABC Dragon, you can't summon like your Cyber Dragon Infinity, because you won't be able to get Galaxy Soldier on board. You won't be able to, if you play Curries, you can't like synchro at all. So it's really strong card, and it's just good against most of the meta. So you guys are going to see what's going to happen here. And even when he was completely countered by like Maxi, which you see right here is in his hand, it doesn't even matter. So he has Ancient Cloak. He's going to Maxi immediately, goes for Dante, mills a couple of cards, including Babar, and then he gets a couple of Fog Blades. Well, he already had one, but he got additional Fog Blade. He goes into Beatrice in attack mode. That's not right, is it? I'm pretty sure, aren't you supposed to go to Beatrice in like defense mode all the time? I don't see a lot of Beatrices in attack mode, especially when you go first. Like, that's kind of weird. So maybe he made a little bit of a misplay there, but Blue Eyes did draw a lot of cards, and you see he's got the Twin Twisters, so those Fog Blades ain't gonna save him. And he's got another Maxi to counter his next turn too, so he trades in, plays the Twin Twister. He goes for what's it called? What's my guy's name? He goes for Sage, gets out the White Spirit Dragon off the Gospel Revival. Then he soul charges after playing Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. I feel like he should have soul charged for just more than one card, because you see here he soul charges, but it's only for Blue Eyes White Dragon. I thought he should have just gotten everything. I mean, you have 8,000 life points. Like, he only soul charges for one card. Beatrice is chained, which sends an Alec to the grave, and yeah, like, I don't understand why he only soul charged for one. I just soul charged for all three cards, you know what I mean? Because it's worth the life points at that point. Now, keep in mind that Spirit Dragon is kind of like a direct counter to Burning Abyss, because everything that wants to activate in the graveyard, Spirit Dragon once per turn can just be like, nope. So, and then it's 3,000 defense, so it's not like Burning Abyss can just attack over it. It's just really hard to kill. So he's banishing some cards. Once again, Maxi is chained, and yeah, man, he's just going to give him a whole bunch more cards. He goes into Break Sword, but it doesn't matter, as he tags out for Azure Eyes, and he's not able to really do anything. Now he rams his Break Sword into the Blue Eyes, and he popped the Blue Eyes, and I think what he's going to do is he's going to go for Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon, which is a pretty good card here. Yeah, Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon, because Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon is huge, and here's where he makes Ophion, and he's got that Ophion, man. Like, look how many cards this guy has in his hand, right? It's like 15 cards in his hand, and Ophion is just like, you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! You just can't do anything. So obviously Azure Eyes would be able to summon Blue Eyes back in the standby phase, but Ophion is like, no, we're just not gonna let you do that. And he does play a copy of Infestation Pandemic, so even if he happened to have Regeki or Dark Hole, it wouldn't even matter. He would obviously just activate Infestation Pandemic. Ophion would live, and pretty much all he needs right now is Ophion. Like, eventually he'll get some way to kill this damn Silver Eye. Well, he already has Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon, so he's desperately trying to thin out his deck. He crashes into Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon. Now, Azure Eyes doesn't die because he activates Gospel Revival, but I don't think that solves the problem, because this card can just ram straight into it. Now, he does have a copy of Flying Sea, so at least that'll stop him from being able to Exceed Summon, or will it? Beatrice is activated. Okay, Beatrice rammed. It was activated. Maybe he should have just rammed with Ophion. He does summon another Beatrice, which is fine, because he got a Dante for free. And now you guys see that Ophion is just basically taking over. I mean, he's just going to be able to constantly attack. And even though this guy had like affinity amount of cards in his hand, it just doesn't matter. So he's desperately playing one day a piece, and he Twin Twisters the back row. Obviously, Infestation Pandemic is chained because he doesn't want to lose out to like Regeki or whatever. And then Speak of the Devil, he draws a Regeki. Now, what's cool is I've never actually seen this card before. It's called Quick Booster, and he plays it in this deck. It says target a quick play in your graveyard except itself. Shuffle that card back into the deck, and if this card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you get to just add a quick play spell from your deck to your hand except this card. Well, it's pretty cool because you got to think about this, right? In this deck, that means that you only have to run one copy of Infestation Pandemic, which is searchable. So you can just keep searching that one copy back into your deck, and you can just keep getting it over and over again. Well, as long as you have materials anyway. So that's pretty neat. And then you can actually search copies, or you can put this back in your deck too if you need to use this again. So that's pretty cool. And if it's destroyed by opponent's card effect like a Twin Twister, you can just chain it. You can put a card back into your deck that you had in your graveyard, and then since it's technically still destroyed at resolution, you'd be able to search too. So let's see what's going to happen. All right, so he does shuffle the Infestation Pandemic back into his deck. He detached. I don't agree with that necessarily. I think Ophion was winning you the game. He goes into Vat Llamas, and he plays the Flying Sea, but that's like still not going to stop him, as he then gets the whole, he's able to get Farfa. Farfa's just going to be able to banish the copy of Flying Sea, and it's like, bruh, that Flying Sea don't even matter. So he's able to rank up again. Like, how many times he's able to rank up, guys? Now, since he ranked up for Alchemic Magician, just check this. He's able to get Soul Charge and just set it straight from the deck. Like, even he has 5 monsters on board, right? Even if somehow he loses his field, he can just Soul Charge everything back. But he's not out of the woods yet. Watch what happens. So, okay, we got Gospel Revival to get rid of some back row off of, okay, well, he obviously missed out there. He should have just kept the material on Ophion, but I think that was a misplay. He goes for double White Spirit Dragon. Then he goes for Heliopolis to just basically nuke everything. But like, obviously he has Dante, so stuff is going to start triggering. He gets Jericho Dante, and he then plays Dragon's Mirror. And look, this is crazy, right? He summons Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, 4,500 attack, cannot be destroyed by card effects. So Regeki, not going to do anything about that. But it loses the Farfa because you're not even a Magispector, bro. He plays Regeki, and then he's like, oh shit, I can't destroy it by card effects. But then he is able to he's able to obviously normal summon the Farfa. Since he has Flying Sea, Farfa will blow itself up, and then it'll banish this, and he can just attack for game. That was kind of crazy though, because I felt like I almost thought that this guy Silent Knight, I almost thought he was gonna throw the game, because I was like, bro, Ophion is just winning you the duel. Even if your opponent has 500 cards, Ophion, like, it doesn't even matter. He can't win. And then he gave up his Ophion materials, like, what are you doing? And he summoned this, and I thought that he was actually gonna potentially win off of this Ultimate Dragon. It's kind of crazy because had he not been able to go Farfa here, he probably would have lost. Like, Ultimate Dragon would have been able to come back, would have actually been able to come back for him. Or if maybe he would have been able to summon Chaos Max and run over the Flying Sea, like, you know how much damage he would have done? I mean, this thing only has 700 defense, and this guy does double piercing damage. So just showing you guys how powerful Ophion could be when you have it against the right matchups. Thank you guys for watching as always. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already.